Tonight is our parade marshal. Chris Felt brings him out for tonight's first race, daily double and exacta. No changes in tonight's daily double and a very short post of just 4 minutes. Number 1, Biting Remark, owned by Fred Schroeder Jr. Charlie Conrad drives. Number 2, Snooty Samantha, owned by Charles Droge and Jeff Fout. 3, Sugar Run, owned by Paul Simpson and driver Mark Grismore. 4, Bonnie Bear Babe, owned by William Spangler and Darren Melzer aboard. 5, Legacy's Terror, owned by Marianne Georges, Brad Hanner's in the bike. 6, KC's Lil Sis, owned by James and Sybil Shrazan, Mike Metters, Randy Tharps. Number 7, Sister Slam, owned by Jane Farian with Del S. Miller. 8, Center Ridge Runner, owned by George Howery with Scott Mogan. 9, and Can 2, owned by Darrell Hand. Bob Harper will be in the sulky. Field for the first 3 minutes till post. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Sugar Run takes the lead. Snooty Samantha's in the second. Here comes KC's Lil Sis driving up on the outside third. They're down the backstretch. Biting Remark moves in to be fourth, followed by Bonnie Bear Babe to the outside. Legacy's Terror is next with Sister Slam along the rail. And Can 2 is up on the outside. Center Ridge Runner is the trailer as they rock and roll to the quarter-mile pole, and Sugar Run has got the lead here in a quick 27-3. Speeding past the stands to the half-mile pole. Up top, Sugar Run pacing along a tight length. On her heels in second, KC's Lil Sis. Bonnie Bear Bay, the Triple B mare, is on the move. Nearest the rail, Snooty Samantha gets caught in along the rail fourth. After that, Biting Remark in fifth. With a rush on the outside, here comes And Can 2 sixth as they make their way through the clubhouse turn. Center Ridge Runners starting up on the outside. Legacy's Terrors back to the rail and Sister Slam. They're at the half in 58-3. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Sugar Run trying to make every pole a winning one, continues to lead the way. KC's Lil Sis in second. Bonnie Bear Babe, game on the outside third. And Can 2 parked and driving 3 wide to fourth. Snooty Samantha in tight quarters. Driving up on the far outside, Center Ridge Runner, Biting Remark. After that comes Sister Slam and the 2-year-old Legacy's Terror, racing by 3/4 in a sharp 127-4. Field of 9 jam-packed for action as they move to the head of the stretch. Sugar Run under Mark Grismore's high line leads the way. KC's Lil Sis is going to need the passing lane. Getting the jump on her, Bonnie Bear Babe on the far outside. And Can 2 racing through the stretch. Here comes Center Ridge Runner, quickest of all on the far outside. Center Ridge Runner, KC's Lil Sis up second. And number 8, Center Ridge Runner, a 3-year-old bay filly by Tinslater out of Precious Big Girl. Owned in Troy by George Howery, trained by Scott Marr. Driven tonight by Scott Mogan from worst to first in 158-4. Number 8, Center Ridge Runner, the unofficial winner of tonight's first race. Result of the first race is now official. 8-6 exacta, 116 even. The exacta 116 even. The trifecta $6,778.20. 67-78-20. In tonight's fifth race, there are now 2 scratches. 2 mid. Here comes the field for tonight's second race, second half of the daily double, exacta and trifecta wagering in a field of 8 from the rail. Number 1, Muskoka Opal, owned by Donnie Conrad and Fred Schroeder with Charlie Conrad. Here's number 2, Noble Misty, owned by James Vess, and the driver is Darren Mauser. 3, Show Me Love, owned by Kurt Loning, Rainsman Del S. Miller. 4, True Tucson, owned by the Bad Boy stable with Terry Holton aboard. Number 5 is Amy Q, owned by Randy and Kim Owens, Michael Uren and Ross Chambers, Randy Tharps in the bike. 6 is Flower Card, owned by Chip Noble, Ralph Conley Jr. and Jim Burnett with Ryan Holton. 7 is Get Along Gretchen, owned by Virgil and Linda Hensley Hall with Bob Harper. And number 8 is Authentic She, owned by John and Victoria Howard. Jeff Fout in the sulky. 5 minutes till post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. The 2 makes a nasty break. Noble Misty. The 2 is on a break but quickly catches but is far back in the first eighth of a mile. And here comes Authentic She with a rush on the outside to easily overcome the 8-hole. Quickly, though, here's Amy Q fighting back along the rail up on the outside. Get Along Gretchen. True Tucson moves in to be fourth, followed by the rail filly Muskoka Opal. After that comes Show Me Love. Up close, Flower Cart and Noble Misty. Quickly gathers herself, gets back in the stride and catches the other 7. Opening up here in a good 28 1/5. Moving to the front on the outside, here comes True Tucson, but it's now Authentic She who's fighting back. True Tucson on the outside, Authentic She along the rail. Here comes Muskoka Opal driving up on the outside, uncovered to third. Amy Q looks to set sail from the rail and does. A little bit wide on the outside, Show Me Love, as they make their way past the half-mile pole. Get Along Gretchen, Flower Cart up on the outside, Noble Misty, they're at the half. In 58 3, they're out of the turn and down the backstretch. True Tucson on top by a head. Muskoka Opal right alongside in second. Here's Amy Q driving up on the outside, ready to come 3 deep from third. Down the backstretch, Authentic She, the early pace setter, fourth. In behind her, Get Along Gretchen. Show Me Love is up on the extreme outside. Noble Misty and Flower Cart racing by 3/4 in 1:27 4. Dandy developing here with a little more than an eighth of a mile to pace. True Tucson. Muskoka Opal, game on the outside, second. Fighting back, Authentic She. Off the turn, in the stretch, they're on their way home. True Tucson opens up a commanding lead. True Tucson is all alone. Muskoka Opal is second. Here's Get Along Gretchen closing quickly on the inside. Flower Cart on the outside. True Tucson with Flower Cart up second. Comes the unofficial winner, race 2 for True Tucson. 3-year-old bay filly by Tucson Hanover out of True Stunner. Owned in Richwood, Ohio by the Bad Boy Stable. Reined and trained by the pride of Newark, Ohio, Terry Holton. Covering them out here in 1:56 4 for a lifetime best. Number 4, True Tucson, the unofficial winner of tonight's second race. Tonight's honorary equine maintenance engineer, Jason Sotomar. Jason, all right, buddy. Equine maintenance engineer tonight. Result of tonight's second race is now official. Windows are open on race 3. Superfecta and no changes in the third. Post time upcoming. The 4-6 Terry Ryan Holton exact at $124.60, $124.60. The try, $538.60. The 8-4 daily double, $126 even. Post time is 8:18. Next post, 8:18. Number 1 is Odd Efficacy, owned by Pacey Minlin, Ken Cohen, Sam Coven drives. 2, Fancy Fox, owned by Gary and Darla Cateller, and the driver is Darren Mauser. 3, Grand Scooter, owned by Stephen Hettinger with Jeff Fout. 4, Love You Perfect, owned by Beverly Buchelman with Dan Ader aboard. 5, Aim Too High, owned by Donald Peters with Bob Harper. Number 6 is Johanna, owned by Bob Griffith with Sandy Beatty. Number 7 is Tucson Princess, owned by Richard Stevens and Sal Nacera with Randy Tharps. 8, Tooten Scootin, owned by Howard Wallace with Ryan Holton. And number 9 is Elmerhurst Autumn, owned by Bruce Trogdon. Brad Hanners will be in the sulky. Field for tonight's third race with Superfecta wagering 5 minutes till post time. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Fancy Fox between horses takes the lead. Johanna, middle of the racetrack. Here comes the Roan on the far outside. Elmhurst Autumn getting caught wide to the outside. The favorite Tucson Princess. Up the rail, Love You Perfect. After that, Odd Efficacy, Grand Scooter. Three more, Aim Too High. And Tooten Scootin' is the trailer. They're scrambling now for the lead. Easily overcoming the outside post. The gray takes over. It's Elmhurst Autumn on top, 26-4. Flying past the stands to the half-mile pole, Fancy Fox. Back on the attack is Reclaim the front end. Fancy Fox leads by a length and a half. Elmhurst Autumn second, the free-legged mare, Johanna in third. Rushing up on the outside, here comes Tucson Princess. After that, Love You Perfect, Odd Efficacy. Trying to get out of Latin One leads the way as they swing around the clubhouse turn. Driving up on the outside, Grand Scooter, underway, Aim Too High, and Tooten Scootin' flying past the half. 56-4, they're out of the turn and down the backstretch. Out on top by an easy two, it's Fancy Fox. Elmhurst Autumn in second, Johanna third. Grinding on the outside, Tucson Princess fourth. Odd Efficacy is up on the outside and Love You Perfect along the rail. Far outside, Grand Scooter, nowhere to go. Along the rail, Tooten Scootin' up on the outside, Aim Too High. Fancy Fox gets away though. 125, burning it up as they move to the 7/8. Fancy Fox on top by about 6 lengths. Elmhurst Autumn in second. Tucson Princess up on the outside. Johanna along the rail. On the far outside, Odd Efficacy racing through the stretch. She's not home free yet, but she's getting close. Fancy Fox on top. Johanna along the rail. Elmhurst Autumn between horses. Here's Aim Too High. Fancy Fox in front. Comes Darren Mauser in the winner. Fancy Fox, a 4-year-old brown mare by storm damage out of Culture Shock. Owned by Gary and Darla Cateller of Fort Jennings, Ohio. Trained by Gary Cateller. Hard driven by Darren Mauser to cover the mile in a lifetime best 155. Number 2, Fancy Fox, the winner. We have an all payoff in the superfecta. The exact returns 149.60, 149.60. Super on 2, 6, 9 all, still a big one, 44.73.60. Windows are now up and on race 4. No changes in the 4th. 5th race, scratch 2, Midnight Fame. Scratch 10, Lake Hills Jerry, 2 and 10 are out of the 5th. 6th race, scratch 2, all out of love, post time 8:38. Here comes the field for tonight's 4th race as they parade to the post. Trophy by HER Realty. Number 1, Kells of Gold, owned by Jake Shaw, Robert Pryor, Randy Tharps. 2, Quick Dispatch, owned by Jen and Ken Adamski, and the driver is Mark Grismore. 3, Tucson Gwenny, owned by Asom Pasom Stables, Lisa Grubik, Jeff Rector, and Ned Hodkinson with Brad Hanners. 4, Merrymaker, owned by Russell Hare and Woody Woodward with Ryan Holton aboard. 5, King's First Lady, owned by Barbara King with Bob Harper. 6, Hills Warfeather, owned by Tony Tin Cup, where Jeff Fout brings this mare out of post 6. 6 minutes till post time. Trophy by HER Realty. Field for race 4 moves through the clubhouse turn. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Hills War Feather on the far outside. Quick Dispatch and Kells of Gold along the rail. They're down the backstretch. Tucson, Gwenny, and Merrymaker and King's First Lady driving to the quarter-mile pole. Quick Dispatch being sent hard. Hills War Feather trying to take the 2-hole now. Ducks in there. Racing going to be third. Kells of Gold. After that, the little mare. Tucson, Gwenny, Merrymaker, and King's First Lady driving away on top in a lively 27 3/5 past the stands. They roll to the half-mile pole. Quick Dispatch leads away by 2. Hills War Feather, the stalker, in second. Kells of Gold. We'll hope things pan out from third. After that, Tucson, Gwenny, the fourth in box. Merrymaker comes to the outside looking for cover. King's First Lady, the tailgate around the clubhouse turn to the half-mile pole. Up front by an easy length and a half. Quick Dispatch. Here comes Merrymaker with a rush on the outside, and she'll take King's First Lady with her at the half in a soft 59. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. First for our hub-to-hub. Quick Dispatch on top by a neck. Right alongside in second, Merrymaker. Hills War Feather skims the rail in third. Driving up on the outside, King's First Lady fourth. Kells of Gold is gapping. Tucson, Gwenny rides the tailgate. They're now into three-quarters. Leaders are hooked up in 127 4 around the far turn. Quick Dispatch by a nose. Right alongside in second, Merrymaker. Driving up on the outside, King's First Lady, the attacker in third. Cocked, locked, and ready to rock. Hills War Feather. Kells of Gold waits for the passing lane. Tucson, Gwenny rolls up on the far outside. We've got a ding-dong battle going here. In between horses, Quick Dispatch. Quick Dispatch, Merrymaker second. Tucson, Gwenny third. Here's Mark Grismore and 2, Quick Dispatch. 6-year-old bay mare by Falcon Sealster out of Just Treacherous. Owned in Ottawa Lake, Michigan by Jen and Ken Adamski. Trained and trained coast to coast by Mark Grismore. Covering the mile here in 156 4. 2, Quick Dispatch, the winner. I'd like to welcome our friends tonight from HER Realty Group Representative Tom Amicon. 2 for exacta, $33.40, $33.40. Windows are now open on tonight's 5th race. Race 5, couple scratches. 2 and 10 are out. 2, Midnight Fame. 10, Lake Hills Jerry. Post time at 8:58. Next post will be 8:58. Here's the field for tonight's 5th race. 16,000 plus in the carryover for the twin try. Happy birthday again to Joe Fetro. Number 1, Pocket Light, owned by Horner Racing Stables. Robert Kirk, Mike Riley drives. 2 has been scratched. 6, 3, Evercrow Deborah, owned by Henry Josephic with Mark Evers. 4, Myoka, owned by Bob Griffith with Sandy Beatty. 5, Otean, owned by Darrell Sams with Justin Hall. 6, Ray's Cat, owned by Mark Laffin with Jeff Fout. Number 7, Rembrandt's Jessica, owned by David Decker and Greg Luther with Del S. Miller. Number 8 is Scoot My Way, owned by Paul Gillenwater with Steve Carter. 9, Belinda Wick, leased and driven by Tom Lovely. And scratch number 10, Lake Hills Jerry Lane. 16,000 plus in tonight's twin trifecta carryover. 5 minutes till post. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Myoka takes the lead, followed by Otean. Rushing up on the far outside, Scoot My Way there down the backstretch. Pocket Light behind the dueling trio to 4th. Evercrow Deborah moves in to be 5th, followed by Ray's Cat in 6th. Rembrandt's Jessica 7th, and Belinda Wick is the trailer. They're really scrambling here and looking for seats. Out on top, it's Myoka by a length. Otean's going to get some fresh air in here. Rolling by the quarter in a solid 27 2/5. Past the stands to the half-mile pole. Up top, it's Myoka for Sandy Beatty a length. Pocket Light stalking second. Long Mile Otean third. Parked every step, live cover, Belinda Wick and Abercrow Deborah will have to pull this one out of her hat. Around the clubhouse turn, Ray's Cat up on the outside. Comes Scoot My Way, and at the end, the trailers, they hit the half-mile pole. Is Rembrandt's Jessica. They're at the half-mile station. MUSKOKA continues to lead the way, 57-1. They're out of the turn and down the backstretch. MUSKOKA on top by a length. Pocket Sitters, Pocket Light. In between horses, OTAN third. Here's Scoot My Way rushing up on the outside with Belinda Wicken along the rail, the favorite Abercrow Deborah. Ray's Cat not doing too well at this time. She's got a lot of horse flesh to go around. On the far outside, Rembrandt's Jessica. This one is absolutely wide open as they move by 3/4 in a fast 127-2. From the outside, it's Scoot My Way with a short lead. Rembrandt's Jessica flies up on the far outside, and Abercrow Deborah is now 6 horses wide. They're 8 wide in the drive. We got a dandy going here. Rembrandt's Jessica, Abercrow Deborah on the far outside. Here comes Belinda Wick with a rush. It's Belinda Wick. Rembrandt's Jessica now gets the lead. Rembrandt's Jessica, Belinda Wick, and close for third between Ray's Cat and Abercrow Deborah. A 6-year-old brown mare by Ideal Society out of Lottie's Lady. Owned by David Decker and Greg Luther of Thompson, Georgia and Columbus. Trained by Greg Luther. Driven tonight by Del S. Miller, covering them out here in 158-1. Number 7, Rembrandt's Jessica, the unofficial winner of tonight's 5th race. Six, Ray's Cat was third. Number 3, Abercrow Deborah finished fourth. Here comes the field for tonight's 6th race as we start the second half of tonight's program. Number 1 is Come On Get Happy, owned by Saul Northwest, driven by Bob Harper. 2, All Out of Love, has been scratched. Number 3, Fax Queen, owned by Fred Schroeder with Charlie Conrad. Number 4, Sassy Abu, owned by Kim Godfrey, Mary Wolf, and Larry Coder. Randy Tharps will be aboard. 5, Mudge's Molly, owned by Martin Racing Inc. with Brad Hanner. 6, Matt Machine, owned by Randy Bendis. Del S. Miller will be in the sulky. That is the field here for tonight's 6th race. Post time in less than 5 minutes. Scratch 2, All Out of Love. Away. Field for tonight's 6th race is moving through the clubhouse turn. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Come On Get Happy takes the lead. Fax Queen alongside. Mudge's Molly's up on the far outside. Sassy Abu along the rail, and Matt Machine, watching these speedy festivities, will come from the back of the pack, jumping off stride. Fax Queen, the speed duel. The 3 is on the run. We're down to 4 to the quarter-mile pole, and Come On Happy has secured the top spot. Mudge's Molly moves in to be second. Sassy Abu third. Matt Machine fourth, and Fax Queen is out of this one. Opening up here in a solid 27-1. Speeding past the stands with a rush on the outside. Here comes Sassy Abu to challenge Come On Get Happy for the lead. Mudge's Molly is now gapping a bit. Matt Machine, under confident handling, will roll when the speed dies. And at the end, it's still Fax Queen. Around the clubhouse turn to the half-mile pole. First 4 are lengths apart. Sassy Abu for Randy Tharps, geared down 56-4. Straining out for their long journey down the back stretch. Matt Machine comes to the outside. It's Sassy Abu. Matt Machine up on the outside, fourth, third, second, and going to go right after Sassy Abu. Sassy Abu by a head. Right alongside in second, Matt Machine. Off the rail, Mudge's Molly. Dropping back, Come On Get Happy, and Fax Queen. Racing by 3/4. Matt Machine and Sassy Abu, and she is fighting back doggedly in 125. Little more than an eighth of a mile of pace. Matt Machine on the outside. Sassy Abu along the rail. Moving up on the outside, Mudge's Molly. We're down to these 3. They're into the stretch. Matt Machine on the outside now gets the lead. It's Matt Machine, Sassy Abu, Mudges, Molly, deep stretch. Matt Machine going to be close for second. Here's the 5, Mudges, Molly, over 4, Sassy Abu. Result of the 6th is now official. Top Down, Come On Get Happy 4th. All Out of Love was scratched. Fax Queen was 5th. Sassy Abu 3rd. Mudges Molly 2nd. And Matt Machine the winner. 4 scratch 5. 3, 2, 1. The mile 154 and 1. 3 out of 3 in the pick 3. 134.60. 134.60. Post time for the 7th race. No changes in 15 minutes at 9:38. 6-5 exact at $12.40, and the try $23.40. Here comes the field for tonight's 7th race. Exacta trifecta, twin trifecta exchange. Number 1, Ryan's Angel, owned by Harold Bowder, Alan Bowen, and Michael Dixon with Jeff Fout. Number 2, Bam, She's Out, owned by Charles Park with Sandy Beatty. 3, My Belle Michelle, owned by Paul Gillenwater. The driver is Steve Carter. Number 4, Favorite Madam, leased by Sharma Kuchbach with Del S. Miller. 5, My Flirt, now owned by Howard Wallace with Bob Harper. Number 6, Halcyon's Prelude, owned by Vicky Lee Dar, driven by Jack Franklin. Number 7 is Lona, owned by John Sturba and Harry Berger with Darren Mauser. Number 8 is Towner's Tootsie, owned by James Foley with Dan Ader. Number 9 is ROMEY-ANN, owned by Fred Bates and driver Dave Rankin. 10, Erna Livin, owned by Lowell Prickett. Mark Evers will be in the sulky. Field 4, race 7, post time in 6 minutes. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing from between horses. Favorite Madam takes the lead. ROMEY-ANN rushing up on the far outside. Down the backstretch, My Belle Michelle gets away in 3rd, and she's coming on through. After that, Ryan's Angel moves in to be 4th out of the 2nd tier. Erna Livin to 5th. After that, Bam, She's Out. Lona's up on the outside. Followed by My Flirt, gap of 2, Halcyon's Prelude, and Towner's Tootsie is the trailer. ROMEY-ANN gets him by the quarter in a realistic 27-4. Racing past the stands, ROMEY-ANN's got the top as the 5-2 second choice. ROMEY-ANN leads the way under Dave Rankin a length and a half. My Belle Michelle is stalking second. Favorite Madam 3rd. Erna Livin drives up on the outside 4th. Ryan's Angel is 5th. Around the clubhouse turn. Bam, She's Out with My Flirt along the rail. Lona's still on the outside, saving ground every step. As they hit the half-mile pole, Halcyon's Prelude and Towner's Tootsie's 10th on the outside, 58. ROMEY-ANN has got the top. ROMEY-ANN, My Belle Michelle 2nd. A gap of 2 to Favorite Madam in 3rd. Erna Livin is up on the outside 4th. Bam, She's Out live cover 5th. Ryan's Angel, My Flirt along the rail. Lona's up on the outside. On the extreme outside, Towner's Tootsie and Halcyon Prelude. As they race by 3/4, ROMEY-ANN zings them by 3/4 in 127. Around the far turn, ROMEY-ANN on top. Here's Erna Livin driving up on the outside 2nd. Toward the rail, My Belle Michelle into 3rd. Bam, She's Out on the far outside. Ryan's Angel comes to the far outside. They're into the stretch. It's ROMEY-ANN on top. My Belle Michelle, Bam, She's Out. My Flirt is loaded and has got nowhere to go. Deep stretch, My Belle Michelle now gets the lead. My Belle Michelle, ROMEY-ANN 2nd, Ryan's Angel 3rd. Result of race 7 is now official. Here comes 3, My Belle Michelle. 5-year-old bay mare by Armbro Emerson out of Amy Herbert. Owned in Helena, Ohio by the trainer Paul Gillenwater. Hard driven tonight by Steve Carter, covering the mile in 150, 7 and 1-3. My Belle Michelle. The winner of tonight's 7th race, 3-9 exacta, $38 even. The regular try, $3.59 even. Just about 20,000 in tomorrow night's twin trifecta carryover. 19,694 in the carryover. The windows are now open on tonight's 8th race. Deal 4 race 8 is coming out onto the track behind Parade Marshal Chris FOUT. Number 1 is Sea Spray, owned by Magic Touch Incorporated. Brian Robbins and Richard Crown, driven by Ryan Holton. Number 2 is RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA, owned by Marilyn Guild, Jody Truitt, Doug Guild, and Diane Mosier with Jeff FOUT. 3 Jan Scooter, owned by Harry and Iris Horowitz, Debbie Rucker the driver. 4 Carol G, owned by Jack Ader. Dan Ader will be aboard. Number 5 is Sea Power, owned by the Maple Valley Farm with Bob Harper. 6 Tucson Bridget, owned by Glenn Burr with Del S. Miller. 7 Cambient, owned by Donnie Conrad. Charlie Conrad will be in the sulky. That is the field here for tonight's 8th race. Exact and trifecta wagering 5 till post. Field for the 8th is now moving in behind starter John Betts. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA between horses takes the lead. Carol G up on the outside and Sea Spray along the rail. Followed by Sea Power to 4th. Jan Scooter 5th. Up on the outside, Tucson Bridget and Cambient. Seating arrangements are complete to the quarter-mile pole, and RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA's driving away on top. RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA by a length and a half. Carol G is into second. Sea Spray followed by the other Sea Filly, Sea Power. They open up here in a lively 28 seconds flat. Racing past the stands to the half-mile pole. A little bit rough and jumping off strut on the outside. That is Sea Power. The 5 is on a break. Under the finish line the first time, RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA by an easy length and a half. Stalking her in second, Carol G, followed by Sea Spray in third. Cambient moves up on the outside. Jan Scooter, Tucson Bridget. Back down pacing Sea Power with some work to do. They're at the half-mile pole. Reaching the half-mile station in 58-2. They straighten out for their long trek down the backstretch, and RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA continues to lead the way. Cambient flies up on the outside. Second, Carol J to third. Here's Jan Scooter picking up live cover. Sea Spray's dropping back. Moving from the back of the pack. Sea Power, the trailer remains. Tucson Bridget racing to 3/4. RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA digs down deep right now. 127. Around the far turn to the top of the stretch. RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA continues to lead the way. Cambient doing her best in the center. Here's Jan Scooter up on the far outside. Nowhere to go for the pocket sitter, Carol G. Little more than a 1/16 of a mile to pace. RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA is going well. Along the rail, Carol G. In between horses. Cambient, deep stretch, RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA. Cambient second, and the 5 is going to get third, Sea Power. Here comes the winner of tonight's 8th race, number 2, RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA, a 3-year-old bay filly by Falcon Elmhurst out of Lady Streaker, owned by Marilyn and Doug Guild, Jody Trutt, and Dan Mosier, trained by Tom Brinkerhoff, driven tonight wire to wire by Jeff FOUT, covering the mile here in 1:55.3 in a lifetime best. Number 2, RUMBLESEAT-RHONDA. The winner of tonight's 8th race, where the 2-7 exacta comes back $16.80, and the trifecta $79.40. Here's a quintet for the feature 9, start of the final pick 3. Sponsored by Trader Bud's Westside Dodge 1 Satin Towel. Owned by Gary and Darla Cateller and Mary Vonderwell with Darren Mauser. 2 is ROMEY-ANN, owned by Shakiri Patel with Jack Franklin. 3, Mudge's ALLISA-GAIL, owned by Martin Racing with Jeff FOUT. Number 4, Annie Cam, owned by Randy Bendis with Randy Tharps aboard. 5, Steph Kress, owned by Crest Farms. Brad Hanners will be in the sulky. Scratch number 6, Perfect Gesture. That is the field for tonight's 9th race. Once again, folks, 10th race 3 pocket edition. Field for tonight's featured 9th race in behind starter John Betts. It's post time, Satin Towel. Robin Lag, Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL, Annie Cam, Steph Kress. It is now post time. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Good speed in here. First to show the gray, Robin Lag, followed by Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. After that comes Annie Cam. They're down the backstretch. Steph Kress and the one is away very tardy, Satin Towel, as they move on the turn to the quarter-mile pole, and Robin Lag has got the top and not in much of a hurry right now. Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL is second, followed by Annie Cam. Steph Kress and Satin Towel picks it up. Moving by the opening quarter in a quick 27 seconds flat, they're in parade past the stands. Jack Franklin aboard. Robin Lag has got the top here. Satin Towel with a rush from the back. Pocket sitter will be Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL, Annie Cam, and Steph Kress will probably come when Satin Towel goes on by. Around the clubhouse turn to the half-mile pole. Robin Lag, where she likes it best, is out on top. Robin Lag by 2. Tucked in there second, Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. Satin Towel on the outside, grinding uncovered to third. Annie Cam and Steph Kress ride it out. They're at the half-mile pole in 57-1 down the backstretch. Robin Lag so far flying solo. Robin Lag by 2. Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL second ahead. Satin Towel attacking up on the outside. Coming back along the rail, Annie Cam and Steph Kress. Racing by 3/4. Robin Lag trying to make every pole a winning one, leads the way. Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL in second, 125. Speeding around the far turn. Robin Lag with some breathing room. Off the rail, Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. Annie Cam, Steph Kress, and Satin Towel can't go on. Racing through the stretch. Robin Lag in between horses. Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. Steph Kress, too little, too late. It looks like it's going to be Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. Tight for second. Robin Lag holds over Annie Cam. $3-2 exact, the $59.60, $59.60. In the winner's circle is Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL. 7-year-old bay mare by Good to See out of Mudges Shannon, owned in Germantown by Martin Racing Incorporated. Trained by Daryl Collins, given the perfect drive tonight by Jeff Fout, covering the mile in 154. Number 3, Mudges, ALLISA-GAIL, the winner of tonight's 9th race, a back-to-back double for Jeff Fout. Post time 15 minutes away at 10:37. Once again, number 3, Pocket Edition, scratch from wagering, will race. Number 1 is Ann's Magical-LAAG, owned by Ann and Virgil Parks. Dan Ader drives. Number 2 is Creole, owned by Sean Howell, and the driver will be Ralph Leo Grande. Once again, number 3, Pocket Edition, scratch for wagering purposes, will race for the purse only for lessee Sherry Myers and driver Del S. Miller. Number 4, Sensational Sherry, owned by Harold Farvell and Randy Macho Man Savage with Charlie Conrad. Number 5, Miss Predator, owned by Roger Wheeler and Jeff Fout. 6, Deep Blue, owned by Fred Merriman with Jack Morgan. 7, Side Court, owned by Big Chuck Grubbs. Brad Hanners, 8, Renfield Sweet, owned by Cora Norman. Randy Tharps will be in the sulky. 3 races for the purse only. Can't wager on the 3. 7 minutes till post. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Creole takes the lead. Deep Blue on the far outside. Here comes the gray. Ann's Magical-LAAG with a rush along the rail. Pocket Edition, who is racing for the purse only, is in the 4th. Around the top turn, Sensational Sherry is 5th. followed by Miss Predator, Side Court, and Renfill Sweet. On your way to the quarter-mile pole, here comes Creole up on the outside of Deep Blue. Rocking and rolling by the opening quarter in 27-3. Flying past the stands to the half-mile pole. Taking over command, it's Creole, the free-legged mare by a length. Jack Morgan's coming right back with Deep Blue. Filling a gap along the rail, Ann's Magical-LAAG. Here's Sensational Sherry driving up on the outside. Pocket Edition racing for the purse only, dropping back along the rail as they move around the clubhouse turn. Driving up on the outside, Miss Predator, Side Court, and Renfill Sweet. They're at the half in a solid 56-4 up the backstretch. Bouncing right along, it's Creole. Ann's Magical-LAAG to the outside. Deep Blue skimming the pylons in third. Sensational Sherry on the outside, looking for a best 2 out of 3. Little more than a quarter of a mile to drive. Miss Predator is under the whip and along the rail. Pocket Edition far outside. Side Court. Renfill Sweet there, hub to hub. Racing by 3/4 at an unreal 125-3. Double-deckered at the top of the stretch. Creole, Ann's Magical-LAAG. Sensational Sherry on the outside. Off the turn in the stretch. They're on their way home. Ralph Leo Grande brings them home. Here comes Sensational Sherry up on the outside. Ann's Magical-LAAG is doing her best in the center. It's Creole, Sensational Sherry. Creole, and it's very tight for second. Here comes number 2, Creole. 8-year-old bay mare by Panorama out of Hot Swinger, now owned in Circleville by Sean Hull. Ran and trained by Ralph Leo Grande to a hard-earned victory here in 155-4. Number 2, Creole, the unofficial winner of tonight's 10th race. Here comes the field for tonight's 11th and final race. Superfecta wagering, 7 minutes till post time. Number 1 is Still Going, owned by the Magic Touch Incorporated. Earl Ricks, driven by Del S. Miller. 2, Matching Rocky, owned by Asum Paysum Stables and Jeff Rector with Brad Hanners. 3 is Moretta, owned by Mike Metters with Randy Tharps. 4, Jory, leased by Judy Nixon and Norma Boggs. Dan Ader will be aboard. 5 is Bikini Bird, owned by Doug Parker and Harry Berger with Darren Mauser. 6 is Thrifty Rose and Scratched. Number 7 is Sweet Iris, owned by Dirk Steinman, driver change Sandy Beatty. 8 is Sun Devil Express, owned by Robert Wilson and George Villette with Ryan Holton. Number 9, French Regency, owned by driver Dan Korfman and Charles Korfman. Number 10, Rosie Scooter, owned by Richard Stevens and Sal Nacera. Jeff Fout will be in the sulky. 6 is scratched off the program. Thrifty Rose. Sandy Beatty will drive the 7 Sweet Iris. Post time in 6 minutes. Field is now in motion. And there they go. They're off and pacing. Bikini Bird takes the lead. Still Going, Matching Rocky, far outside. Sun Devil Express, they're down the backstretch. Moretta 5th and driving up on the outside out of the second tier, Rosie Scooter. Jory's parked and driving on the outside. Coming through along the rail, Sweet Iris, and at the end it's the newcomer, French Regency, scrambling for position to the quarter-mile pole. Out on top, it's Still Going for Del S. Miller in 27 flat. They're flying past the stands to the half-mile pole, and here comes Matching Rocky. Driving up on the outside, Rosie Scooter, and also ranging up on the outside, Moretta. Wholesale changes in here around the clubhouse turn. From the outside, Matching Rocky now gets the lead. Moretta at her wheel disc in second. Dropping back to third, the early pace setter Still Going. Around the clubhouse turn, Bikini Bird is fourth. Shuffle back, Rosie Scooter fifth. Jory is 6, racing 7, Sweet Iris, followed by French Regency and Sun Devil Express in 56 and 1. Up the backstretch, Matching Rocky by a head. Moretta better be good from here. Still going third. Bikini Bird in fourth. Up on the outside, here comes Rosie Scooter. Between horses, Jory, Sweet Iris, French Regency. Nothing yet from Sun Devil Express. And they're still hooked up, the two favorites in 124 and 3. Who will give? Will it be Matching Rocky along the rail or Moretta on the outside? Here comes Rosie Scooter trying to chase them all down. From the back of the pack, Sweet Iris as the field straightens away. Matching Rocky by a head. The big mare now gets the lead. It's Moretta. Moretta between horses. Matching Rocky. Rosie Scooter. Here comes Sweet Iris. We're going to hit the super on TV. It's Moretta, Sweet Iris, Rosie Scooter, and Matching Rocky. Three 7 exact, the 40.